Welcome to the Friday show, everybody. It took us a few minutes to actually get online, but we're on. I'm here with Sammy and Luisi. How you doing, Luisi?
I'm good.
That's good. All right. Sammy, do you have more energy than Luisi?
Yeah, man. How's it going?
All right, that's great because I have no energy. I have no topics. I have nothing to do.
What?
This might be a short episode.
You asked me specifically to come on today, and you got nothing for me?
That's specifically the reason I asked you to come on today.
I'm going to call this episode Jeb Bush. Low energy.
It just got...
Nice.
Oh, is that Marco Rubio? No.
No, that was Jeb Bush.
What was Marco Rubio's thing?
Little Marco.
Okay.
I heard something like Trump really might go to jail this time.
Why?
I don't know. These progressives are way too optimistic.
You see Tekashi 6ix9ine is going to jail?
Really? What'd he do?
Like gang shit. He's going to jail for like 25 to life.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
These people, like SoundCloud rappers, really need to just like
they gotta
relax.
stop.
Just make the music, guys.
I mean, I didn't particularly like Tekashi 6ix9ine's music, but
I never heard a single song of his.
Yeah, or him as a person. So I don't really care. What?
Why was it the 6ix9ine?
I don't know.
Is it just to be? Is it just for the sex reason?
I don't think it was that at all. I forget.
Because he tattooed 6ix9ine on his face like 100 times.
Yeah, he tattooed 6ix9ine all over his body.
God, that's not right. It
I
can't
don't know
just
who
be
this
for the
person
sex
is, but he
reason.
sounds like a moron. I'm just
He
that.
has rainbow colored
Sammy,
hair.
type in Tekashi 6ix9ine on Google and just look at him.
Just look at his face. He's a shitty person. It's very obvious that he's a shitty person.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, Tekashi, gotcha.
He's really.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is this?
Yeah.
He's a beautiful man.
He's a rapper.
The multicolored
Not a very good
teeth,
rapper
like,
either.
Yeah, he's got rainbow hair, rainbow teeth. He's Mexican.
He's Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Why is that bad?
It's not good for the culture.
Yeah, he faces 32
For
years
Latino
to life
culture.
on racketeering firearm charges.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he's going to get out after like a couple years. They
No,
all
he
do.
won't. Bobby Schmurder's still in jail.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I don't
because he
think
actually murdered somebody. He
Did he?
literally killed somebody.
Danny, I think you get, I
He
think
was
you
an
only get
accessory
parole
to
after
murder.
like half your term is served. So like in
You don't know the laws.
in
I think he's from New
16
York. You
years
don't
you'll
know.
get parole.
Every state is different. But I'm just saying, it was a gun. It was gun possession, basically.
No, but also for his gang shit. It was like they're basically prosecuting him as a leader of a gang.
Really? Was he actually the leader of a gang?
I don't know, but this is what I heard. I might be wrong.
You know, in either way, good riddance. We don't need.
Yeah, I don't
somebody
really
with
care,
6
like-
nines on his face and everything.
I thought you were gonna say Mexicans. I was just like, what the fuck, Danny?
No, we need Mexicans. I love Mexicans.
See,
They're lovely people.
I was kind of upset when Triple X Tentacion died, because I was like, I didn't really like his music, but I thought if he kept going, he might eventually make good music.
Also, he was getting his shit together. He was just like improving his.
Well, he
life
beat the
a little.
shit out of his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah, but that was before. After that, after he beat the living shit out of his girlfriend, he was really doing better.
Yeah, after he almost killed her. That's fine.
Tied her up and beat the living shit out, right?
Some crazy
It was
shit.
kidnapping. It was it was the kidnapping.
Something,
and
but I think he like did it like a lot. I think he like kind of tortured her. So it's not. So you know.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
Sean Penn did the exact same thing to
Sean
Madonna.
Penn did,
Sean Penn.
and we love him.
And we love him.
Well, hey, John
But
Lennon beat the
no.
shit out of his wife before Yoko. Oh, that bitch was a punching bag.
Oh my God, really?
Right? Yeah. And then after that, and look, everybody loves John Lennon.
Did you say that bitch was a punching bag?
Yeah.
You can't say that about abuse victims, Lucy.
I'm just saying, in the 60s, that shit was crazy. They got
Well,
married, and
that
he's like,
kind of
will you take this punching bag to be your lawfully wedded wife? And he's like, yes, I will.
That kind of explains why
They
he
got
like
divorced
hated his
because he
first
found
son, right? Like,
Well, yeah, he
he-
didn't give a
well,
shit.
He completely ignored what's his name, Julian, his first son.
yeah,
But
because it came from his first wife. Like, he didn't give a shit
It's,
about them.
punching bag.
John Lennon was really interesting because, you know, he beat the shit out of his first wife and he ignored his first son. Then I think after he, like, got with Yoko, I think he realized that he was a dick and he's like, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I'm gonna really love my son and not beat the shit out of my wife. But
While
there's
still
still
ignoring
it's still ignoring the first one.
Well, ignoring his son so much that what's the other guy's name? I can't
Paul
remember.
McCartney
Paul McCartney
made
makes
a song about it.
Paul McCartney basically adopted Julian.
But this is the thing, it honestly makes me like John more.
It makes me like Paul McCartney more.
No, because John is so flawed. Just like he's such a flawed person. He's just like, I'm trying to be better, but I just don't know how to do it.
I just want to say I want to kind of get past. I think we all need to get past this whole like, oh, I relate to flawed people thing that we have, because some people are just shitty. Like we just need to get over that shit.
John Lennon was a piece of shit in some aspects of his life, and then he was good in other aspects. But it's like, I'm not saying he's great, and I'm not saying I aspire to be like him. I'm just saying it humanizes him a little bit more. He's not just a monster who beat his wife and didn't care. He's a monster who beat his wife, and then he's like, I need to stop being a monster, but still didn't do it right.
Yeah, John Lennon was extremely flawed, but sorry, I think you can admire flawed people.
I'm not saying that we should stop admiring all flawed people. I'm just saying, we can't just assume every monster is just a flawed person who can be related to. Like,
we should also stop assuming that every movie made in the 90s was good.
You
Please don't change the subject that drastically.
I'm sorry, it's what my mind was on. What am I?
I did not say every movie made in the 90s was good.
Everyone that you saw as a 5-year-old was good, though.
No, I'm just saying I like a lot of the 90s TV shows I used to watch.
As a 5-year-old.
They were garbage. I honestly can't think of one
Straight
good thing
garbage.
from the 90s.
All of them
From
were
the
bad.
90s? Freaking the X-Men TV show, the Spider-Man TV show.
Garbage.
The
All
Batman
those are-
animated series.
So
Batman
bad.
animating series is good. The rest of
It earned like 4 awards. Like,
Yeah, because it was in the 90s. Anything was good in
Oh
the
my
90s.
Everything was
God.
bad in the 90s, and they didn't know.
They were hemorrhaging, looking for good things to put
They're
on.
just like, look,
to give
what?
awards to.
Fine, give this Batman show an Emmy. We don't know what's good. Just throw it
The
at it.
fact,
I don't know
The fact that a Batman show got an Emmy should show you how bad.
how bad stuff was in the 90s.
I don't know. Give it to Batman. That was okay.
you guys are
That was kinda
ridiculous. The Batman animated series was fantastic. Freaking, so was the Spider-Man animated series and the X-Men
doubt
animated
it.
series.
It was
X-Men,
so bad.
shit, the first episode of X-Men was dealing with freaking gang violence and race issues. Like,
The only good thing from the 90s, and I think it was like late 80s, early 90s, was freaking Fresh Prince. That was, you know what was really good in the 90s? All those after school specials. That was good stuff.
the worst
'Cause
kind
they
of
were-
television. Like,
The worst kind of television, but they did it right. Like, they talked about real shit. Like, Will Smith's dad just left.
that was
You know
one
what I mean?
episode, man.
Yeah,
He
dude.
got shot. He got shot in the stomach, man.
Even though,
And
to be
then
fair, I
his
think...
cousin tried to got a revolver. Say, I gotta protect my. That was crazy shit.
Yeah, to be fair,
freaking-
like, what Fresh Prince was probably a better one of those shows than the other ones. But,
Family Matters. In Family Matters,
Family Matters did not have anything good in it, I don't think.
Well,
Yo.
no, they dealt with a couple
The-
things on there,
the
particularly
girl-
gun violence.
There's like
was in
2
one episode.
episodes. There was like 2
Urkel's
remember-
girlfriend. What was the Urkel's girlfriend?
I don't remember her name.
The girl who hated Urkel.
Yeah.
They wrote the N word on her locker.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
yeah. Do you remember the
Did they
Proud
show
Family?
it? Did they show that?
They showed the word. They just
Holy
put
shit.
it there.
They actually
you
showed
can
the
say
whole
that.
word.
Sammy, it was the 90s. They didn't give a shit.
It was only 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah, they didn't give a shit. They didn't give a
That
shit
was
at all.
hardcore, man.
Do you remember the Proud Family?
That was like 30 years ago, Luis. I mean,
well,
it was probably-
1990 was 30 years ago, but like,
Oh.
yeah,
Almost.
Family Matter was early 90s.
It might have been in the 80s, honestly.
oh yeah, but I remember the
It might have
Proud
been the
Family,
80s.
Lucy. I remember the Proud Family. Yeah.
There was an episode where it was like post 9/11. There was like a Muslim
Yeah.
family that they were like doing shit
That
about.
was- yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that episode.
I
Yeah.
remember only that episode.
Really?
Yeah, me too. That's the only one I remember.
The only one I really remember is the one where they were like pretending like it was the Matrix. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
there was
but
an
whatever.
episode where they were like making fun, like they have an ending that they were like they were just making fun of the Matrix. There was like a scene where like where in the Matrix, the first one, they had like the rows of guns coming at them. They had, I don't know what it was, something else, like movies or something. I think they were
know what's
illegally
even
downloading
worse?
movies. They were illegally downloading music is what they were doing. And
Really?
and they were making it look like the Matrix because they got on the internet and they're like, you have all the music in the world at your disposal, and they were trying to make it seem like it was wrong. And at the end of the episode, whoever the main character was of that episode, like, did the Matrix flying away scene.
Jesus, like.
Yeah, that's the only episode I really remember.
Where did you get a good memory from all of a sudden? You don't remember shit. How do you remember the tiny details from like TV shows 20 years ago?
Did you forget just how much television I used to watch?
Say, I watched just as much TV. I don't remember any of it.
What I want to know is at what point did TV shows just stop giving a shit about having messages, like actually having a point? Because from my memory, like back in the day, most of the shows had like touched on serious topics, and then like when it got into the 2000s, like just make them laugh. Don't make them think about anything.
It turned from family sitcoms to like friend sitcoms, and
it was
not
probably with
having
friends.
a family thing.
Even in the first season of that 70s show, they touched on some like crazy stuff. Like Hyde's mom just left. And he had to deal with that. He was all alone in his house. He didn't know how to live. They dealt with weed. Jackie almost went to jail.
That was the thing on Boy Meets World too, wasn't it? Wasn't Hunter's like dad and mom just like both abandoned him basically in that trailer park?
Hunter's friend Corey called him a wop.
That shit was the only episode I remember because I watched that when I was a kid.
About that.
I was like 10 years old. He said like, "What if I called you a wop?" And he's like, "I'll kill you." And I'm like, "Why? What does that mean?"
They chose the wrong word because literally no one the age appropriateness for that show knew what a WAP was. Like,
Thank God Corey's friend wasn't a black person.
WAP isn't for black people.
I know. Saying, what would he say for a black person? Think about it, Sammy. What happened to your critical skills?
No, I'm sorry.
Sammy, you gotta get some critical thinking.
So you guys know I'm only catching half of what you say. You guys are breaking up really bad for me, so I'm just like...
That's your own fault.
Well, I know, that's why I'm not making a big deal out of it. So how about
Try to log off and log back on, Sammy.
Don't. Just leave him alone. He's fine.
I'm fine.
Danny, hit the first topic. Let's do it.
No, but I want to talk about one more thing. Like, going back to the famous people who just beat their wives.
Yeah.
John Lennon beat the shit out of his wife. Sean Penn beat the shit out of Madonna. All of them, almost everybody famous, beat the shit out of their women. XXXTentacion beats his girlfriend, and everybody makes a big deal about it. Is it because he's mixed race?
Is he mixed?
Is it because... Yeah, he's like Egyptian, Jamaican, white something. He's all mixed up.
Danny, people...
Is it because he's not white?
Honestly, people make less of a deal about it than they should. People barely bring it up when they talk about him.
He was going to go to jail. It was a big deal.
Yeah, no, it was a big deal because he was literally going to go to jail about it, but like his fans think like he didn't do it and shit, and other people just like barely brought it up. A lot of
people hated him. People brought it up a lot.
Not a lot.
I feel like they brought it up. Well, I don't know. I can't judge that, but I don't think anybody knows Sean Penn beat the living shit out of Madonna.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think people care anymore.
About Sean Penn?
Yeah. What about Roman Polanski? Sean Penn's
still getting work. Roman Polanski. Well, yeah, he had to go to France.
He did so bad. He literally had to flee the country, and people were like, "He's a great director."
But to be fair, he got convicted of rape, made a movie, and then won an Oscar for
that.
Yeah, I
know. Was that after?
That was after the rape.
And they just didn't give a shit. That was the 60s. They don't give a shit.
It's one thing to rape a bitch and then win an Oscar. He's like, no, I didn't do it. This guy raped a bitch and then fled to France, which means you did it.
Yeah, and he's like, I did it. Can you bail me?
Wait. Someone was successfully convicted of rape in the 60s?
Roman Polanski.
I don't think that was in the 60s.
60s or 70s. I think it was the 60s. His wife died in the
astonishing.
Charles Manson killed his wife. Or his girlfriend or whatever.
Charles Manson?
The Manson family. The murders is they killed Sharon Tate, which was his girlfriend or wife or whatever.
Yeah, that was Roman Polanski's wife?
Yeah.
I don't think he personally did that murder.
No, he didn't do it, but whatever. The Manson family, whatever.
Yeah.
But Roman Polanski made like Rosemary's Baby and other shit. But he won an Oscar, and he had to flee the country for like raping 14-year-old girls.
Oh god.
Like he was gonna get prosecuted.
But the thing is, like, the Oscar committee at the time was just like, where's he at? Paris? Why? For raping somebody? I'm still here. Why is he over there?
Jesus, Hollywood is a messed up place.
Yep.
Jesus.
It's all about money.
I don't even want to get into that because there's so many cases to talk about.
Do you have a topic, Danny?
I got a few topics.
Oh, good.
Okay, I got a couple movie ones and I got a politics one. Which one you guys want to hear first?
Do the movie one.
All right. Okay. Let's get into an actual good movie first. I saw what's it called? Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Never saw it.
Okay, Sammy.
I think I've only seen the other one, Smoking Aces or whatever. What's it called?
No, it's Snatch. That was the second movie.
It's a three trilogy, isn't it?
I don't know. I only know the two.
From my understanding, Lock, Stock, and Smoking Barrels is like a 3-part thing.
Hold on, let me check. I'm looking it up on Wikipedia.
I think it is a 3-part thing.
All right, so Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is starring Jason. I don't know the names. These are some British ass names. Written by Guy Ritchie, directed by Guy Ritchie. That's a famous name. I feel like I know that name.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie makes things.
From 1998. That's an old ass movie.
Shit. 20 years old.
20 years.
Made for £800,000 or $1.35 million. Shit, that's worth more than the dollar.
I always get upset when
that's a big difference.
I read my main source of news is the BBC, and like whenever I'm reading articles on the BBC, I always get upset because they'll be like, "This thing is worth $500 million," and then they'll be like 300 million pounds, and I'm like, "Why you gotta do that to me?" Why?
Not quite as much as the pound.
Yeah, it's just like just to let you know it's not as much. I'm like, why?
It made $28 million, which is really good for its budget.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any sequels.
Well, they're not like it's not like direct sequels. They're like what's it called, like spiritual successors or whatever.
It was okay. I'm looking at Guy Ritchie's Wikipedia, his filmography. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is his first one. Then Snatch came in the year 2000.
Yeah,
and then Swept Away, Revolver.
Snatch is a spiritual sequel. It looks like that's it.
Yeah. Snatch is an amazing movie. Brad Pitt killed that movie, man. He was the best part about it.
Did Guy Ritchie make In Bruges?
I don't see In Bruges in there.
Okay.
Oh, they got Jason Statham in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Who's Jason? Oh, that's what made him famous, I think. The freaking, what's his name?
I thought it was the Transporter movies.
No, he was young in the movie too. He was still bald. He was like a 16-year-old bald man in the movie.
Yeah. Okay. So what did you want to say about the movie? What did you want to say?
It was a great movie. It was very obviously like
low budget.
It almost seemed like a project movie. You know what I mean?
Well, first movies usually Reservoir Dogs kind of feels like that to me. Where I still love the movie, but it still kind of looks like a kind of student film-ish or whatever.
But the storyline was incredible. I really loved the storyline, and the acting was it was so. I mean,
guys, go ahead.
When it comes to acting, I blame the director most of the time.
What about just bad actors?
Well, the thing is, at what point do you blame the director? Because the director has to say, "Listen, you're not doing it right."
Well, what if you have an actor like Shelley Duvall?
The director just gives up. If he's not getting what he wants, he either gives up or tries something different. So it looks like he just didn't know what to do with the actors. You know what I mean?
You should, but like, what about like, what am I trying to say? You know, The Shining. Shelley Duvall. What do you think of her performances in The Shining?
I think Jack Nicholson overshadowed her and made it okay. For her to be a bad actress.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that at all. Literally, it was so hard to watch that woman's scenes.
Until
she became literally insane. Then she sold it for me. But
no. When Jack Nicholson was breaking the door, and she was screaming, that was the fakest. It was the most bad screaming. Nobody screams like that.
But this is the thing, Danny. Stanley Kubrick tortured her trying to get her to do a good performance, and she couldn't do it.
She deserved it. She deserved it.
But she couldn't.
You know what? Also, Also, I blame Stanley Kubrick. Get a new actor. She's
that's
not
you
working
know
out.
That's what I'm
Get
saying.
somebody else.
But you just said that if the acting is bad, you blame the director.
No,
He
but
did
no,
everything
this
he
is
could. She couldn't do a good
What's
performance.
her name? What was her name?
Shelley
The
Duvall.
actress? Shelley Duvall gave 50% on that movie. Jack Nicholson gave 150, so it
By the
equaled
way,
out.
if you
Jack
want, please
Nicholson
watch
is an amazing actor, so like that's a
Yeah.
whole different story. Like,
Please
Jack
watch.
Nicholson might be uncomparable
Guys,
as far as actors
By the
go.
way, everybody needs to watch the behind the scenes of The Shining because there's a part where where Stanley Kubrick is just like verbally tormenting Shelley Duvall throughout the whole thing. And there's one part where she's like, "Oh, I'm so," like she's smoking and like crying or whatever, and she's like, "I'm so stressed, I'm losing my hair," and she's like pulling out her hair. And then the camera turns to Stanley Kubrick, and he's just like, she's pulling out like one strand of hair. This bitch is like crying for no reason. He's just like,
oh no!
Yeah. I remember that. No,
All
not
right.
only that, but
All right, I'm gonna
but
reassess.
he
Stanley
was like,
Kubrick's
he's
a
like,
bit of a dick.
are you trying to make me fail as a
yeah,
director?
he did
Do you
that.
want this movie to be
Like
this
you're
movie
trying
be
to make
bad?
this a bad movie, aren't you?
You have it out for me. That's what's going on, isn't it?
God,
Can you imagine being Stanley Kubrick? Wait. Can you imagine being Stanley Kubrick, going through all that shit to make a good movie, and then like as soon as it's done, the person who wrote the book you based your movie on was just like, "This is a shitty movie." And it's
I don't think he gave a shit about
The
Stephen
Shining.
King.
The
He didn't give a
movie.
shit about.
The movie The Shining is nothing at all like the book.
No, I know
he
because I saw
honestly-
the
I-
3-part miniseries that Stephen King put out, and I'm like, this is fucking
Objectively
terrible.
worse. Yeah.
Way worse.
Objectively bad.
And because that is exactly like the book. And
I think he was happy that Stephen King didn't like the
Stephen King
movie.
is just a little bitch. Stephen King's
Yeah,
a little
he is.
bitch because he's just like, oh, it's not like my book. It's a piece of shit, bitch. It's
Also, he
better
might
than
be
your
a
book.
pedophile.
Calm down. He's a pedophile.
He might be a pedophile because that's the only thing he writes about.
oh, the book.
might
Yeah,
be.
well, yeah. I think that's
In-
mainly because of the coke.
In more than one book, he's talking about some pedophile
That's
shit.
because he writes every book on coke, Danny. Like literally, he's just
Coke
snorting-
doesn't make other people pedophiles.
That's a good point. You got a good point.
But you know what I think pissed off Stanley Kubrick more? Stanley Kubrick in The Shining. Stanley Kubrick, first of all, is famous for being extremely tedious. Well,
Yeah.
not tedious. What's the word? Like meticulous. That's the word.
Meticulous,
Like
yes.
extremely meticulous. He has to have everything perfect and exact, and everything has to be connected. I think he might have been a genius. Like his brain might have worked on a different level than other people. And to have everything right. Okay, I got this here. I got this here. I got Jack Nicholson in this shit. We're gonna kill it. And then this bitch just walks up.
She's like,
This bitch just gets a freaking 2x4 and starts breaking everything. Metaphorically, of course. It's like, F you, Stanley Kubrick. I'm doing my own shit. I mean, that's why he was so abusive. Like, if this man planned out every single shot, every single detail, every single can in the storage room, he put there for a reason. And this bitch is just fake ass crying and like looking at the camera and shit while she's acting.
this is the thing. I agree with everything you say, but he picked Shelley Duvall. Like it's not
that
like
was
he did. It's not like he just walked in. She's like, "Oh, this is my sister. Can you let her in the movie?" Like, no, he picked her, and I think like this is how deep I'm going with this shit. I think he picked her knowing that she would be a bad actress and did it on purpose because he wanted to make a tense set. I think he wanted to be.
Oh, Jesus, really?
I think he
You
wanted to
think
be
he
an
thought-
asshole to somebody.
You
think Stanley Kubrick brought in a bad actress on purpose
so
to
kind of.
torture her?
I think he wanted.
Do you think
this
he
is
made
me
it for the sake of the movie or for the sake of him being an
No,
asshole?
I think he's saying for the sake of the movie, so that a tense set would make a tense movie. Is what
Because
he's
like
saying.
this is what
That
I'm
makes
reading
sense.
from watching the movie like 10 times and then watching the behind the scenes like also 10 times. I'm just like because Stanley Kubrick doesn't do anything by accident. Everything he does is on purpose. So I'm like there has to be a reason for this, and this is what I'm gathering, that he just made just like I don't know how long the movie took to film, maybe like let's say 2 months. If you have to be you're in that studio for 2 months, and the director is just berating the lead actress in front of you the entire time. That's the most tense shit you could be in.
You know, that makes a lot of sense because you remember the whole movie or almost the whole movie is in one setting. It's
Yeah,
in one
it's in
hotel.
the
You're not switching places. You're getting cabin fever if you're there for 2 months, and then you just have the director beating the living shit out of this woman, metaphorically, of course. And the camera guy is like, "Do I call the cops?" Like this is.
You know what?
I mean, he stabbed me, Kubrick. Do I just let it happen?
Wait. I'm just remembering something now. There was a child on set the whole time too.
Yeah.
Like, this is legitimately like an abusive household. Because like, and what happened to the kid? He was a
better actor than her.
Yeah.
The kid was a great actor, but I'm wondering what happened to this kid later on in life because he experienced legitimate trauma in front of him. Like, because like this dude was like, he would have to be like what, 11 tops, like. And he's watching this person who's pretending to be his mom get like just destroyed on set every day.
I'm not sure, but I think like what most directors do if you have a really young kid is that you don't let the kids see the more gruesome parts if their kid's in like a horror movie.
God, I hope so.
I think I heard that before. Like they try to shield is like, or sometimes if the kid's young enough, they'll just say it's like, no, this is a comedy. And this just won't show. They won't have the kid on set for anything gruesome at all.
I don't know. Well, they have a lot of like child actor laws and shit now, but they filmed this. Like the movie came out in 1980, so they filmed it in the 70s. Like you don't know what the laws were back then.
He might have seen all of it. He might have seen Jack Nicholson.
He was on set. He was probably smoking on set with the rest of the guys. Like let's be serious.
Look, he was a teamster. He was in the union. You got to smoke break. Every hour he's like, hey Stanley, I got to take my smoke break. I'll be out with Jack.
Just imagine that like 8-year-old just doing like 14-hour work days.
Yeah,
that's Jesus. Just haven't been to school in 2 months because he's doing The Shining.
And he's like, hey, look, I'm getting paid overtime. I don't care. Look, I got
Oh, that poor kid, man.
I'm getting paid by the hour. I just picture him next to a forklift. Just not able to get on it because of some kind of obstruction. He's like just sitting next to it smoking. He's like, I don't care. I'm getting paid by the hour. Keep this shit going.
You know how many times I've said that in a job? It's like, I'm getting paid by the hour. I don't
I
give
say
a shit if this.
I say the exact same shit at my job too.
Yeah.
Oh
man. But listen, for the listener, if you want to watch a great horror movie, it's probably the best horror movie ever made. It's The Shining. Watch The Shining, 1980 something by freaking Stanley Kubrick. And you'll see the horror, torture in the woman's eyes, Shelley Duvall.
I don't know. It is classified
it's more
a horror
of a suspense.
movie.
Yeah.
Say suspense is horror.
It's a horror movie. You can call it a horror movie.
It's a psychological horror movie. It's not like
okay. All right. Okay.
Not only that, the horror genre is very wide spanning.
Yeah, it is.
That includes thrillers, suspense.
Yeah, you could cut that pie. You could cut that pie a million ways. I get you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think the most crazy person on set was Jack Nicholson, because he was there for all of Shelley Duvall's torture and did not give a shit. He did not care. I mean, I saw the behind the scenes stuff for the movie. This guy was happy. He was jumping around. It's like, I'm a great actor.
Stanley Kubrick. And no, but that's the best part though. Like that's what made the huge problem. Like in my head, like that's what made the insane set, because he would berate Shelley Duvall for like an hour and then be like Jack Nicholson does it like, one take, you're great, Jack. We'll go back to the trailer. I'm gonna have to talk to this bitch for another hour because she can't get her lines. Like basically, he's just like Jack
Nicholson did just kill it. He was amazing.
It's like I don't know, but that's. I don't know. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's fantastic. Yes.
For the listener, watch The Shining. It's really worth it. It's a great movie.
Watch it a few times.
And watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I think, getting back to the actual topic, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is really good, and I really want to give away the ending, because the ending might be the best part.
So maybe that's why you shouldn't give it away.
The only thing I'm going to say is reminiscent of The Departed in a funny way.
In a funny... It's if The Departed was a comedy.
If The Departed was a comedy, it would be Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I think that's actually... It is a funny Departed. That's what it is.
That sounds amazing.
That's what Lock, Stock...
By the way, have we talked on the podcast about how Matt Damon and the other guy look the same?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Look exactly the same to us.
It's the same white guy. So, okay, listen, watch Shining, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and then The Departed. in a row. Okay,
That's a weird.
That's
a weird combination of movies, but
you're gonna have a crazy Saturday, guys.
Do it in one day. Don't
You're
leave
gonna
the
lose
house.
your mind.
Don't leave the house.
Hey, Thanksgiving weekend, watch it.
Lock the door, close the curtain, and just put The Shining, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Just watch The Shining on loop and for 24 hours and see what happens.
Become Jack Nicholson in that movie. Just
You might kill yourself
Also,
if you watch
another,
that just on loop.
I love The Shining, but The Shining is a movie to me where the documentary about it is like...
It's better.
It's not better, but like it's almost as good. The documentary that might be better is Heart of Darkness for Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah.
what's the name of the documentary for Shining? I'd like to see that.
I don't know. It's just a DVD extra. Like if you look it up on YouTube, it's probably... If you look up like Shining behind the scenes, it's probably there.
There's a great documentary about the movie. That's how good The Shining is.
Oh, the
You have to
Room
make a
230
movie
whatever?
Talking about the movie. Room 230 what?
I forget. It's room 230 something, but like...
238?
Some shit like that.
237 or whatever.
What was it? It was the number on the room key.
Yeah, I forget what it is.
Yeah.
But I love that documentary. And I love because it goes from, it's just every theory about The Shining. And each one is just like, I could see it.
It's making arguments about why The Shining was actually talking about the fake moon landing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I love those documentaries where it's just like, where Stanley Kubrick filmed the saying that he filmed the fake moon landing and he was talking about it in The Shining. Like
there was another one. There was another one saying no, it was actually talking about World War II, and then there was another one saying no, it's talking about Native American oppression or the Native American history. And then one guy just said no, it's about life. It's about human history. It's like, bitch, you're not even trying. You're not.
But the thing is, like, all these people,
conspiracy theory.
But the thing is, like, all these people bring up evidence and they have cases for it, and I'm like, I can see all of this, like, and I'm like, Stanley Kubrick is such a crazy genius. I can see him just putting all of this in his movie and be like, yeah, this is what I mean.
Yeah,
on a movie about just a guy going crazy in a cabin or whatever, like in a hotel.
Which one? Right. Oh yeah. The thing that really like made me lose my mind about the movie was when I saw the documentary about it. I didn't catch this when I saw it, but the whole movie can be explained away by psychosis. Like the guy's just losing his mind, right? Every single part of the movie is just, this guy's just losing his mind. There's nothing supernatural, except for one scene. Everything can be explained by him losing his mind. There's nothing supernatural except for one scene where he's locked in the freezer or the storage room actually.
No, it's It's a pantry, the giant pantry.
The pantry. And he's talking to somebody outside the door. I don't know if they knew who the guy outside the door was. And then the door just opens. And he's loose. There's the only way you can explain that is something supernatural.
Exactly.
Which I lost my mind. I thought the movie was just the guy just losing his mind. There was nothing really. Also, the mind reading between the two people.
The Shining?
The Shining itself. What's it called? Between the old
black
man and the kid.
It's called The Shining, yeah.
Yeah, but the specific scene where they first
where the black guy and the kid were talking to each other in their brains, yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
That's so good.
It was a great movie. I really love that movie.
All right, let's stop sucking Stanley Kubrick's dick, yeah.
Yeah, watch The Shining. Seriously. And then write us about it. Let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
Then we could talk to you guys about it. Because
tell us how we're wrong and you think it's a bad movie.
I literally never met anybody who said it was a bad movie.
I would love to see
except
that
for
argument.
Stephen King. Stephen King's a bitch.
Stephen King, please write to us and tell us why you think the movie's bad. And we'll tell you you're a whiny bitch and get over it. It's better than your book. Stephen King is a piece of shit. Why are you writing a book that's 1,000 pages long? If it's like you're not Dostoevsky. Why are you writing a 1,000-page book? You're writing about kids getting molested.
This is the dude who loves his like biggest series. Like
Stephen King, he loves two things. He loves money and he loves cocaine. Because he will sell the shit out of them books and he thinks
the page numbers is dollars. And he's like, I gotta get that shit up. I gotta get that up there.
Dude, that dude is like the richest novelist ever. Like
he can make a book that's 150 pages long and get the same money. Like, why is he making 1,000-page books? It's not necessary.
Because of the cocaine. It's probably the cocaine. Like he's just like, just keep writing.
Might as well just be printing money and buying coke with that printed money all day. Because that man makes money, man.
Every time he gets paid, he just goes to the publisher and be like, "Can you send this check directly to my dealer? Because I don't think I'm just a middleman at this point." Like
on more than one occasion,
he's got to set up
a contract that he should be paid in cocaine.
Yeah. Half of his income is paid directly in cocaine into his doorstep.
Just kill the middleman. He doesn't even live rich. He lives in an alley somewhere. He takes mountains of cocaine.
Oh, apparently Stephen King. There's a bookstore right by where I live called Haslam's. It's the biggest bookstore in Florida, and apparently Stephen King goes there a lot. I guess he has like a summer home or winter home or whatever in Florida, and he goes to that bookstore a lot.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
That's really cool.
So many rich people secretly live in Florida.
So come at me, Stephen King. Your books are shit except for a few of them that I like.
You need to stop that place, and when you see him, you need to just verbally attack him about the
Stephen King is not a good author. Let me look. There's a.
I don't know why they make so many movies about his books.
Look, I read most of a book that he did called The Dead Zone, and it's about a guy who has like not telekinesis. What is it? Where he can see into the future. He gets visions or whatever. But the whole thing, like, he gets this after, like, a car crash or something or whatever. Something happened. He's in a coma for years. And, like, the first half of the book, which is, like, 300 pages, is, like, just him, like, recovering from a coma, talking to this girl that, like he was dating before he was in a coma, but then after he woke up, she's already married and has a kid or whatever. It's, like, basically kind of like a family drama thing with, you know, with future stuff, with, like, telekinesis. Now, what's it called when you can see the future?
Clairvoyance?
Yeah, whatever, with that. Like, it's a kind of paranormal, supernatural thing, but it's
premonitions.
Yeah, whatever. But it's that kind of story. Like, you know the kind of thing I'm talking about. And then literally halfway out through the book, like, almost out of nowhere, like, you see hints of this a little bit, but, like, literally almost out of nowhere, a cop comes to his door and he's like, "We need you to solve a mystery for us." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? How do you take a direct 180? Like, how do you take a direct 180 in your story and be like, yeah, this family drama type shit is now a solved murder mystery thing?" Halfway through, what?
It's drugs, man. He was trying to stay clean for like 300 pages.
He's just like, I can't do it.
Cocaine.
Well, dude, isn't like one of your favorite book series the Dark Tower series? Like,
I liked it when I was like 14 when I read it. I wanted to read them again to see if they're actually good.
Are you going to?
It's on my list too, because at least the first one I want to see.
It's on my list
because I haven't read it in a while.
I don't read books, so I don't have to deal with this.
Listen to him, man.
I do watch movies. And why is every Stephen King book like 50% of movies are just made by Stephen King?
Especially now, after
many books.
After Stranger Things, there's been a Stephen King resurgence, and I'm like, it's not necessary. Why are you doing
resurgence? It never went anywhere. Just book after book. Every movie that you never had any idea was a Stephen King book was a Stephen King book. Jaws was probably a Stephen King book.
Surprisingly, same thing with Philip K. Dick. There's like fucking 20 movies about from Philip K. Dick books.
It's the same thing with comic book movies. There's literally a huge. It's surprising how many.
No, but you can tell which ones are the comic book movies because they're all terrible.
Also,
are you kidding me? Oh my god!
For the people making movies, for the people who make movies, Hollywood, make original shit. Don't just buy books. Why can't you just get an original?
Oh shit! Can we talk about Arrival?
Oh yeah, let's talk about Arrival.
Let's talk about Arrival.
That's been a year in the making.
We kept forgetting about this, but we need to talk about that movie. I love the first. All right, okay, the first two acts of that movie is great. The third act is a complete piece of shit.
Wait, I actually disagree. Hold on, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Okay, so for the people who don't know, Arrival is this movie that came out in the year. Hold on, 2016. Oh wow, it's a recent movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was older. It's by the director is Denis Villeneuve. Oh, he's French. It's a French. That makes sense. It's a very odd movie. French people make weird
Denis
movies.
Villeneuve or whatever. Yeah, he's made some other. I think he made the new Blade Runner movie too.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
the French make really great animated TV shows. Like, fantastic.
Sammy, we're not talking about anime.
I'm just saying,
on this show,
French
okay?
anime
The Friday show is anime free.
Amazing.
Okay, suck a dick with that. All right. Listen, Arrival is basically actually, I think it's probably the most realistic movie about aliens coming to the planet Earth.
So yeah,
out of all of them.
a ship
I mean,
comes
I'm
to
down.
planet. A ship comes
It's
to
like-
planet Earth, and the basically the military's trying to like communicate with it. So there's this girl, what's her name, Amy Adams or Rachel McAdams, one of the Adams.
Yeah, and by the way, it's not just one ship. It's like 12 ships across the entire planet.
So people are trying to communicate with it, but they can't speak the aliens' language. So they bring a linguist in, which is Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Maybe it's her.
They
maybe
bring
it's the
in
other
a
one.
couple linguists. They bring in like 2 or 3 linguists.
So a lot of
every country tries to learn how to communicate with them in their own way, and they're keeping each other secrets from each other because they're all like the first people who can really communicate them are gonna have a huge advantage.
So yeah, most of the movie is like has to do with language and how you would communicate with a being that you have really no context to how they communicate.
Yeah,
It's extremely interesting.
especially
Extremely.
when they have a language that has no contextual relevance to our language whatsoever. Any language on
and
Earth.
that's how
at
it would,
all.
and that's how it would be. Like that's why it's realistic. Like saying there are
That's,
aliens.
that's how.
Every-
If a different planet came up with language and came to Earth, it would be that. It would be something not that has no comprehension to the planet, not just to English, to any language on Earth ever.
And then let's talk about how at the end it took a complete diarrhea shit all over itself.
yeah, it's not the last third, like you said. It's not the last act. It's not even. It's just the idea of the resolution is so stupid.
I know. It's
Don't
the
give it
worst.
away because I want people to. Should we just give it away?
Just spoil
it's
it.
been
Look,
2 years.
spoiler alert.
Spoilers for everybody. Look, yeah,
It's been
they,
2
like,
years.
Literally, the movie doesn't take a turn because they were leading up to it the whole time with the weird.
They were
time,
slowly
with the
leading
weird
up to it,
sense
which
of
was
time,
very good.
right? And like it wasn't a turn, so they foreshadowed it. So they had foreshadowing for that ending. You don't like it because the ending involves a person being capable of having what's the word for it? Premonitions, basically being able to see into the future.
No, it's not that the woman is capable of being premonition. It's just that the movie, the whole time, for me, looked realistic. Like this could actually happen.
Yeah.
Of alien life form could come to Earth, and then the resolution, the last act. It's like, no, this can't happen anymore. You're done. You ruined it.
The whole movie was very.
This is not.
The whole movie.
That's not how language works.
The whole
language just doesn't.
yeah, the whole movie was very hard sci-fi with like it was taking everything seriously. And this is the thing,
Extremely
like
seriously.
it took every part of the seriously. Let's say there's aliens, which is whatever. It's a sci-fi concept, but let's take it 100% seriously. How would they talk to us? How's all this stuff? And then at the end, they're just like, oh fuck it, it's magic. Now it's magic.
It's magic. That's what, it
What?
is. It's all magic.
Oh my god!
Language is magic.
You guys literally are not understanding. How
No,
this
I
works.
understand it, and it's stupid.
I
Like that's
understand
what
it.
I
It's just-
understand.
Look, let me get my piece out. All right, because we've been fighting about this for 2 years. Like,
For 2 years, we've been talking about this.
because literally, you guys seem to have some issue with the idea that time is the fourth dimension, right? And so their language.
It's not.
It is.
It's just
Hold
not.
on,
Danny,
it is.
just Danny, let him talk.
Scientifically speaking,
Danny, let him talk.
saying
Let him
that
talk.
the freaking time is the fourth dimension, right? And they're positing that this way of speaking, like literally the whole movie, they're saying it's like speaking a different language makes you think a different way, right? And the more languages you speak, it changes it.
It makes you
And
think a
this-
different. I'm
and
sorry.
this
I'll stop.
particular it does, and this particular language lets you think in a way where you can perceive the fourth dimension, right? And it literally like
You can't.
which means if you
can't-
could, if the fourth dimension is time, which it is, Danny, that means if you could see it, you could see all of time at once. You don't just look at it like we do at one like moment after moment. You can see it like a movie
What
reel.
language? What language makes unicorns? That's what I want to know.
I didn't see a unicorn in that movie, Danny. Are you thinking about Cabin in the Woods?
Cabin in the Woods. Oh, there was a unicorn in Cabin in the
So
Woods.
okay,
Danny,
so let me
listen.
wait, Danny, hold on. Just let me decipher this.
You gotta let me do it.
No,
Danny.
but after me. Just let me decipher this. So throughout this whole movie, which was very realistic about science, about language, about how language works, language works without context. to somebody else's language, okay?
Yeah.
They're basically trying to make a Rosetta Stone for a language that they don't know. Okay, and they say that the one thing they give you in the movie is that, when you learning another language makes you think differently. And then at the end, they just give you that excuse to say, now she can see in the future. And she can see all time at once.
True.
And
That's
she
what it
can,
said.
and it's just like, Sammy, I get that you're saying it's like, but it makes sense because they said it. But they said it, and it's stupid because the rest of the movie is hard science. Language is very serious, very realistic, and then at the end they're just like, now it's magic.
I think we have very different definitions of this because, like, literally time is a hard science. We see, like,
Sammy.
Go on, Danny. You have your defense.
If you want to, let me get in this. Let me
Go ahead,
my 2 cents.
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
You said your part. Sammy, I'm hearing your argument, all right, and I'm staying open-minded, okay? I'm receiving it, and I'm gonna give you something.
Okay.
It's bullshit. What you're saying is bullshit.
It's bullshit.
All right?
Okay.
Let me tell you why. I understand. Okay, first of all, I don't really get is like time is the fourth dimension, whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. It's a fourth dimension. If you comprehend a new language, you can't bend time and space.
That part's stupid.
It's like saying it opened up a new part of your brain that lets you access time. This isn't Lucy. This isn't the movie Lucy, Sammy. You can't just throw people in the air with your language, okay? That's not how science works, all right?
That's not how it worked in this movie. I think you saw a different ending because literally this chick wasn't able to just
I fell
manipulate
asleep
time.
in the middle and then I woke up to the movie Lucy.
She was having weird ass hallucinations and visions
she was seeing
what could have happened.
She was seeing,
Sammy, please. I know. I understand the movie. The movie, first of all, the way the movie put together, the whole thing was very good. It was very,
and I actually
it was a very well put together movie. I just didn't. The premise that they used was a bad premise.
And I also love the way that this is the problem, the issue I have with the movie is like, because I hate that part, the magic part, but I actually like how it ties into resolve her internal struggles with her, like, whoever died. I forgot what it was. Didn't somebody die? Her kid died or something?
Yeah, well, don't give away the whole movie, but yeah.
It's spoilers.
Yeah.
We said it's spoilers.
Like her future child, basically.
But that's
died.
the thing,
Yeah,
like,
right?
I like how that resolved with the future time shit, whatever. But, like, the way that it resolves the other thing, it's like, the Chinese person whispered in her ear or something, and then she was able to do something. Like, what is this stupid bullshit now? Like, what is this?
It just went too far. It could have been done so much better. The ending. The whole movie.
I love that movie. I think it's great, except for that.
First of all, the movie itself, if you take away that stupid ending, the movie is extremely well put together. It has a very dark feel. It's a slow movie that grabs your attention extremely quickly, surprisingly, for a very slow movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
It takes you step by step. It's a very slow moving movie, and you want to know, you're with them the entire way.
And that's the thing, they get you so interested in that language part, in the science part, that you don't need the stupid sci-fi part.
Not only the storyline, the cinematography. I was literally creeped out.
Yeah,
the way the movie was being filmed, like I had goosebumps. It's like I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, just the way the aliens did everything, the language itself, everything about it was very. The lighting,
the way they portrayed the main actress as her life. I was uncomfortable with this woman. Like, something was wrong with her, and I think they did that on purpose. You know what I mean?
You know what movie also made me feel like that? It's another sci-fi movie, Annihilation.
Annihilation's great. I love that.
Yeah. I never saw it. I want to watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Watch that and great. Ex Machina. They're by the same guy.
Oh, I got that saved on Netflix. I need to watch it. Shit.
Which one's Ex Machina?
Ex Machina is about this guy who goes to, like, a compound, and there's a robot woman who's like, it's kind of like the nature of humanity and all that stuff.
I saw they made a bunch of commercials about that movie. I thought it was actually bad from the trailer.
Well, it's not your kind of thing, I don't think. But I think you might like Annihilation, though.
That sounds like an episode of the Twilight Zone. That was actually an episode of Twilight Zone. The dude's thrown in prison, but prison is like you're sent to a distant planet by yourself, literally by yourself. And that
sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was literally the dude's alone for like years and years and years until finally, like, one of the guys who brings him supplies every 6 months feels so bad for him. He's like, here, man, this is a special supply for you. He brings him basically like a female robot with AI. And like,
aww, that's good.
He builds her and he lives with her for so long that he just kind of like forgets she's a robot. Like, and she acts and behaves like a human being. And then at the end of the movie, it's just like, I was like, hey, they come back. It's like, hey, your sentence is over. This whole like planet's going to be destroyed soon. Like, we need to go. And he's like, all right, let me just grab my wife. And they're all like, dude, no, we only have enough like space and weight allowance to take you. We can't take a 400-pound robot with us. He's like, but I can't.
That bitch was 400 pounds.
And she's made of metal, Danny.
Look,
like,
he loves her.
Yeah. So like, it's a really cool one episode thing of the Twilight Zone. I can't remember what episode it is, but look for it. It's awesome.
Twilight really.
Can I tell you about the worst episode of the Twilight Zone I ever seen?
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
We don't have time to get into that.
I want to hear it. Which is it?
I know which one it is. The sun one.
Yeah, it's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. There's
one. Oh, the sun one. Do it quick. The sun one. Yeah, no, we all know that one. Fucking.
My God, it's so stupid.
Do it quickly.
And I actually like so the premise of the thing is that the Earth's going closer to the sun, and that the whole like world. It's like,
again great premise.
I actually like the premise, and like it's the Twilight Zone. It's supposed to be like some stupid sci-fi shit, but it's cool. And like it's going closer to the sun, and everything's getting hotter, and it's kind of dystopia because of that, and like it's a whole apocalypse thing or whatever. And like a whole thing happens, but whatever. At the end of the thing, the girl passes out because I think somebody's about to kill her or something. And then like she wakes up, and it turns out it was a dream. Already terrible. I hate anything.
It was a fever dream.
So no, but wait a minute. Already terrible because any movie or show or anything where a whole movie takes place and then the character suddenly wakes up, it's like everything you just saw didn't actually happen is already bad. That's terrible.
Wizard of Oz bullshit.
Wizard of Oz might have a pass because you started knowing that she was in a different world or whatever. So it kind of gets a pass. But if like the whole entire thing you're thinking is one thing and then it's not, it's like, why would you do that? That's true. That's bad storytelling. So already deductions for that. But then the stupidest shit in the world. She does the Wizard of Oz show. It's like, oh, I had a dream and you were there and we were getting close to the sun and the world's gonna explode. It's a good thing that's not happening. And then the other person's like, oh yeah, it's a good thing. And then it's like you see on the news like Earth getting further away from the sun. It's like, and everything's going so cold. It's like, what? That's the twist? That the opposite's happening? It's the stupidest shit.
Let me ask you something, Lucy. If the twist was just that it was a dream, and that's it, and everything was back to
already
normal,
bad. Already bad.
Would it be as bad, or would it be better?
It would it would be a slight bit better. I would still not like it, but I'm like, whatever. It wouldn't make me as mad. How would you have
ended it? Would you ended like they all die and that's it?
Yeah. I would just say they would have had to die. Ending, that's it. Yeah. What was that movie with Steve Carell? Didn't it end like that?
Yeah, it did. But when you're talking about Twilight, you kind of need a twist.
No, you don't. What I mean? Twilight Zone isn't necessarily a twist ending show. They had a lot of twist endings, but they didn't need them.
But when you have something like that, when you have that kind of story, it needs some kind of a twist.
So why you got to do the double twist?
The double twist is uncalled for.
All right, look, we spent 53 minutes on the first topic, so
I think we're done.
We had topics.
You said you had like 3 topics, like 2 movies and a politic one. What's the politic one?
Yeah, we just talked about movies. This should just be a movie podcast, really.
I mean,
I'm just happy that we were able to finally talk about Arrival.
I know, and how neither of you guys understand how time works.
You don't understand how language
Sammy,
time works.
No, Sammy, no, I get it now. You convinced me. When you can see all of time at the same time, like I can see my future and my past. This is Slaughterhouse-5 now. I'm one of the Tralfamadorians.
I don't know Slaughterhouse-5 is.
Sorry, I'm making literature references. You plebes, you don't know, you don't read as much as I do.
All right.
No, I'm just wasting my time reading books. Nobody do that. It's stupid.
Should we end the thing on a political topic?
Yeah.
All right, Lucy, you don't want to?
No, I kind of just want to end it now. It's close enough to the end.
I want to know what the topic is.
Give us 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. We can talk about Thanksgiving because when they see this, it's going to be Thanksgiving yesterday.
It's going to be Black Friday when they see it.
For us, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. For you guys, it's going to be Thanksgiving yesterday.
If you watch it at all, yeah. Or you
Yeah,
can
if
just
you
be
watch it at
watching
all.
it in like 2025.
If you watch it the day we put it out,
All right,
you
come
might be
on,
watching
man.
this 20 years from now.
What's the topic, man? Come on.
All right, let's forget about Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for the
Happy
people.
Thanksgiving,
whatever.
everybody.
Okay, so a little political stuff. This is old. This might be old news because I saw it a couple weeks ago, and it just really pissed me off. So I was reading this. I like to get my news from Google News. I like Google News because it gives you like different news stories, and it'll tell you, you know, the what's it called? The company that makes it, Washington Post,
source.
New York Times, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's where I get my news. Every time I want to get up to date, I just go on Google News, right? Mm-hmm. I saw this one article. I don't know where it was from, but it wasn't news. It was an opinion. And it was from an old Hillary Clinton staffer, somebody who worked on the campaign. I don't know specifically who, but he or she, I don't know who it was, he or she made the argument saying basically, hey, don't count Clinton out for 2020. He or she was saying is like, listen, everybody's talking about, oh, how about Biden? How about Kamala Harris? It's like, listen, Clinton might be in this shit. And I was like, no. Please, God, no. Oh, no.
You know what we should...
And so
you know what's the best idea? You know the person who lost the first time? Let her go again. It's not like everybody hates her. It's not like everybody in America hates her.
She's 0-2. She's 0-2, okay? Remember, she did 08 and lost.
Yeah.
And then she did 016 and lost. So, but okay,
Let's go
okay,
020. Let's do it.
Let me finish
Dan,
the
don't
whole
worry,
thing.
man. It's gonna be like Oprah Winfrey's gonna win or something like that. So don't worry.
Listen, let me finish the whole thing. So, okay, I found, okay, listen, he was basically saying there's a small chance, but she might decide to run. So, but, you know, he didn't talk with Clinton. He's not, you know, he was just making the arguments like, hey, she might, maybe, you know, who knows.
I think he was trying to make us mad.
He was basically saying it's not 0%. Hold on. Where was I?
It's not 0%.
So he was making an argument it's not 0%. So maybe it's just some guy talking. And then Hillary Clinton gets interviewed on some university. It's like, so do you want to run again in 2020? He's like, no. I don't want to run again. I would like to be president again, but I don't want to run. Being very smart. It's like, oh, this bitch might run. Oh, she's talking about... Because he said, I want to be president, but I don't want to run. Being cute. Like a little bitch. I hate it. I hate it so much. Like maybe she's just being cute. Maybe there's not a secret meaning that I'm reading into this, right? And it's like, but still, it's like I'm getting uncomfortable. And then I read another article from another Hillary Clinton staffer who's still working with Clinton, and she's giving some secret information. Say, listen, she's putting her feet in the waters. She's trying to feel out the situation. She's thinking about going back in, basically. She's like, oh, shit, Jesus is coming back. It's over. Listen, for every single Democrat.
Look, I'm starting to think Jesus is a Trump voter. Like, he's really trying to get him to win 2020.
Stop.
I'm just saying. It looks like he really wants him to win in 2020
Danny, I have a question. Who would you prefer, Hillary or Trump, for 2020?
I would shoot myself in the
Fuck
fucking
it.
face.
Look, if it's Hillary Trump, I'm voting for Trump 20 times. I don't give a shit. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Listen,
I can't.
Listen, for every Democratic voter in the country, please don't make the same mistake twice.
Wait,
please.
Who is running?
How stupid?
Has anyone thrown their hat in for the Democrats?
I don't think anybody officially has done it yet.
No. Small time person Richard Ojeda officially is running for president. Check him out on YouTube. This guy is the real deal. Like, this guy may not be as progressive as me, but like he's a ex-military. He was a major. Like, he was in command of like 7,000 soldiers, something like that, right? Career military. He's in the state senate of West Virginia, and this guy is tough. This guy is talking about, listen, when they go low, you get brass knuckles kind of shit. You know what I'm talking about? This guy is crazy.
Yeah, that's
like, so
that's like some like nationalist playbook shit, Danny. Like,
no. This guy isn't playing, man. He is like, he has the right wing anger, but with actual good ideas. You know what I mean? So
I'm gonna have to
check
look
him
him
out.
up.
Yeah, Richard Ojeda. The Young Turks did a great interview with him. A couple of them. Okay, but back to Clinton. People, don't make the same mistake twice. I said on this podcast before that one of my biggest regrets is voting for Clinton in 2016.
Me too. I hate it every time I think about it.
I had to swallow my pride and vote for that bitch, and she had the audacity to lose. Oh God, I hate it so much because I hated Clinton. I've always hated Clinton, not because she's a woman, not because
it doesn't help though.
I hate her because she's so obviously corrupt.
I know.
She is the fakest politician. She is bad at being fake.
Some people you know how corrupt she is. She gets mad when she doesn't win in a way she's like, I did all the corrupt shit I should have. Why didn't I win?
Like, also, she's smug. She ran like she was like, yeah, of course I'm going to be the president. You're stupid for not thinking I'm going to be the president. You know? And she says like, and I hated one of the things on the interview, not the interview, the debates, one of the first debates is like, so why do you think you should be president? It's like, well, isn't it time for a woman president? Right? And got big shit. It's like, no, bitch. How about you have good ideas? How about, universal health care, free college tuition, raising the minimum wage, building up unions again? How about family leave? You should win because you're a woman? Go kill yourself.
By the way, everyone listening, this is
I
not
should win
mean,
because I'm Cuban.
This does not mean that we don't want a woman president.
I would love a woman president if she was progressive.
Yes.
Elizabeth Warren, Nikki Turner, or what's her name?
Elizabeth Warren, the first woman and the first Native American.
What was her name? Representative from Ohio. She was a woman. Nikki Turner? Nicole Turner? Something like that. But there's a bunch of progressive women who can run. But it's like, so she says like, well, I'm a woman, so it's time we should have a woman president. Should Sarah Palin be the president then?
But also, it's like, everybody also, basically everybody who supported her, their argument was like, oh, I'm voting for her because she's a woman and she's not Trump. And I'm like, that's not why you should vote for somebody.
I mean, it's just... Oh yeah, and that was the other thing. Like, when she was running against Trump, there was a bunch of commercials out in favor of her, right? And all the commercials, there was two kinds of commercial. One was like, "Hey, Trump is a bad guy." Oh, thank you for telling me that. I didn't realize that after he said we should kick out all the Muslims, Mexicans are rapists, and him grabbing women by the pussy and shit. I didn't know that he was bad. Sorry, thank you, Clinton. You're so smart. And then the other one was actually, pro-Clinton, like talking her up. And it's like, since my first day in politics, I've been helping out kids. Bitch, I don't need you to help out kids. I need you to help out me, okay? I'm getting paid shit. How about you give me some health care? Don't worry about my kids. Worry about me.
Well, I mean, also worry about the kids, too. I mean,
I can help out my own kids. How about you give me a living wage? How about that? She's like, no, I've been helping out kids about child abuse. There's so many other. That's the one thing I didn't hear a single thing about her. Like, hero of LGBT rights, healthcare, raising the minimum wage. How about? Can you put commercials about that? You're talking about kids.
Look.
I don't think these people are worried about kids right
Danny,
now.
Look, I hate Hillary Clinton. So do all of us. But look, make your own decision, guys. Vote for 2020 for whoever you want. Vote Trump. Vote Clinton. You know, it's fuck it. Vote Trump. Let's get out of here. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening.
Trump, please, God, please. Don't vote Trump.
Thanks for listening, guys.
I'll clock us out.
Yeah. Danny, sign us out.
All right, guys. This has been another episode of the Friday Show. I think it's actually been a really good one. Sammy, you should be on the show more often.
I'll try, man.
All right, so you know what? We're gonna focus more on movies because I'm just done with politics. I'm done with it. Okay, so if you liked any conversation, if you want to talk to us, if you want to give us ideas for topics for the Friday show, you can write us at our Twitter account, which is 3_gorillas. Write out the number 3, THREE_gorillas. You can also write us on our Facebook, 3 Gorillas Entertainment. Also our email, 3gorillas_entertainment@gmail.com. And we also have a YouTube. I don't know if we're doing anything with the YouTube. Sammy, we're doing something with the YouTube?
Yeah, I'm just really bad about uploading it. But yeah, we got some stuff coming out.
Well, you got to get better, Sammy.
I know, I gotta get better.
Okay.
I got a
So,
life. It's hard.
Our YouTube is Three Gorillas Entertainment. All right, guys. So we'll see
Go
you
to
next week, I guess.
stamps.com and buy stamps. You know it.
Buy
They're
stamps.
paying
We
us.
love you. Cue the music. Bye.
Buy stamps.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.